Okay, call a meeting to order for the Master Plan Implementation Committee for its meeting on December 3rd, Wednesday in Town Hall, Conference Room 2. And we'll start by taking attendance.
Diane Gill.
Dave Spina. Josh Raymond.
And Norm Cheever. Please note we have a quorum. So normally we would do public comments, but we have nobody guests in the room and no guests online. So we'll go right into new business then. Diana, you're gonna take
I am.
minutes one more time. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We need to do the approval of the minutes from last meeting, which Diane prepared, and we didn't bring any copies. Sorry about that. Does anybody have any changes they'd like to make?
The only thing I noticed is a total net was down at the bottom. It said the next meeting, I think it said November 26th.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's crossed out.
Oh, they crossed out. Okay. I couldn't see it.
November 3rd.
Crossed out. I'd say
I thought it-
December 3rd.
Yeah, I thought.
I couldn't see it. I was
Yeah,
on my phone. So,
yeah.
yep. All right. That's crossed out. Then I'm good. And if you're seeking a motion to approve minutes, I will make one.
I'll
Okay,
second.
okay, and Diane made the second. A roll call vote.
Dave Spina, aye.
Diane Gill.
Norm Cheever, aye. Unanimous vote.
User.
Okay. So I presented last time a different version of the presentation to the Water Commission. We didn't discuss it because it didn't make the agenda. But they had a follow-on meeting and I wanted to make my presence there. So I changed the view that was coming from me and not him. Okay. So basically it's the same thing where I'm giving them a history of what happened back with the master plan. You know, question
Oh,
23.
this is the one you did present at the last meeting.
This is the one I presented to the Water Commission.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so question 23, you were asked to rate your satisfaction with different areas, including water systems. Summary of the responses had water systems of 305 satisfactory and 234 not satisfied, and 187 did not use. So they were seventh out of 10 in the category. So I changed it up. I eliminated the do not use and changed the percentages. And Old Water Systems came in the second dissatisfied percentage behind basically potholes. Okay, so question 26. Do you use public water, Mr. No? 605 said yes, 291 no. Next question is 27. If you answered yes to 26, is the quality of water acceptable? And 26% of the responders said to them it was not satisfactory. And then I went through all of the master plan write-in votes that people had put in related to water issues. And they're all listed here, several pages. I didn't read them all. I only read the ones that I read. And basically, water quality, water shortages. The Water Commission didn't appreciate hearing these. I told them that I don't know what Randy had said to you back when we did the master plan.
Right.
He says, but this is what we got to see. The chairman blew up at me and said, "Are you done?" Basically. And I said, "No, I got a little bit more I wanted to discuss." So I'm up to page 18 now, and page 19. The last two have a clear written research water preservation plan. And then the last one, water systems. While I'm all for conserving water, I fail to see the relationship between frequent annual outdoor water use bans and flow rate of the Westfield River, which always puzzled me. You have been using the same explanatory memo for years, predicting that other towns will eventually have the same water use license renewals with the state. We're right on seeing. And there were no positive water. And from the public sessions that we had weaknesses showed: drinking water quality issues, water restrictions, threats to the future of our town, aquifer protection, resolving water shortages, water quality and supply. And I did a little bit of missions. Their mission is kind of plain Jane and kind of old and outdated. Gave them a list of the people that I had looked at mission statements for water quality, and I said the Southampton one, which I listed here, worth looking at the model and the mission statement. And I gave them the total commitment of 140 action items. They only have one. And there's a lot of other organizations that have a lot of that. And I reviewed what their one item was. And then I recommend if you consider incorporating the following into your normal mode of operation: more frequent and more timely communication on water issues, or using Code Red when water quality measurements are out of EPA standards, education of the state mandated water restrictions, education on what the water testing results mean, update your mission statement to include education, improved communication, and research. Quantify the number of water restriction bans that have been issued and the length of each ban. Research what other states are using for restrictions and can they be used to challenge our state's rules. Do your own survey to water satisfaction, cost, quality, supply, and bans. How many residents actually buy bottled water? Expand the board to 5 members. We talked about that one. And publish all water quality testing results on the town website. Now, I thought of this after. I wish I had thought of it earlier. They have an opportunity with every water bill to make a communication. Okay, then I think I mentioned this last time. We're looking at how the support groups rated them. Conservation had 19 and they ranked at 10. DPW had 24, they ranked at number 2 in priority. And the select board rated it in the top 7 of 59 that they had. My opinion, this is a top 10 percentage of importance to the town resolving this issue. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. And didn't make any friends. Get my point across, and I gotta take some action.
They did acknowledge communication in the end,
Yes.
after they were a little more settled. They did sort of agree that they could work on better communications, explaining some of the things that irritate people.
Right,
So that was progress.
yes. And I think that Randy Brown will lead the charge for the multi-aquifer committee, which would be great. So
It was a good back and forth that you had, because in their ire, they said, we do that, we do that. We already have this, we already have that. And those are the things that clearly the public doesn't know they do.
Right.
And that definitely could be better communicated. And give some assurance that they
Yeah.
are looking at the quality of the water and
Yeah.
where people think they aren't. So it was somewhat fruitful. I think you got a little progress on it.
I was pleased.
Was that your first liaison report?
That was my only liaison report. How about you got any?
Let's see, the planning board I just got from Alvin at 3 o'clock this afternoon, the planning board's list of everything there, I haven't gone through it yet, certainly, so, but I will do that. CPC still working on it.
Okay,
The historical, sent out, I think they copied you on it, kind of, here's their thoughts about what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Non-committal, I'll say.
yeah, that's what I decided to.
Yeah. So, I haven't gone through it. I mean, it wasn't in like a format per se. I haven't really gone through and tried to map it to
Yeah,
something's definitive, shall we say. But a lot of it's like, well, we'll see what we can do kind of stuff. Need to reach out to the school committee because I've heard this since we had our meeting with them, whatever that was. That was a month, almost 2 months ago now.
Like you're asking when the next meeting is?
No, what I'm asking is, so at the meeting, they said, "Oh, hey, yeah, well, why don't you please send us like the link of the actions to the strategy so we can better understand, the big picture and what we're supposed to do, and then we'll come up with their plan going forward." And
You did send them
I sent the strategies like the next day.
so they're still non-committal.
I still haven't sent anything back yet, so I need to reach out to them. And just
I know
follow.
their secretary is not, or she's absent. She hasn't been at the meetings, Aaron Mountain, so.
Okay.
I might have some.
Was CPC the first one you?
CP's planning board, I think was the first one I talked about, which was that they sent their stuff.
it,
Yep, that's all I got.
okay,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Diane,
Board of Health, the chair was traveling, and then with the holidays, we're still trying to schedule. Cultural Council, I have no response to. I did send out all the combined data and asked to meet with them at their convenience. Haven't heard back yet. Select Board, we're making headway. Went through more of that last night with them. Hopefully by January 1st, I'll have something back to you. By January 1st.
okay,
I'm still waiting for one member to give me his input. And now he sort of understands the assignment. The police, I believe, submitted theirs today to you.
I have that.
Note that there were 2 additional recommendations they submitted.
Yes.
Did you see that?
I did see that,
Okay.
yeah,
Buildings and Grounds submitted today. There was also a request for a change on his.
yeah. Move something to the historical committee.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
And then this Council on Aging and CAO were submitted today, and I think that was it for mine.
Okay,
So we're making progress.
all right. I was looking for my. There it is.
One out over there.
Seems that the license for PowerPoint on this particular computer is
Are you trying to share something?
Huh?
Are you trying to share
pull up
something?
the slide deck, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh,
What happened, I got it on both computers, but I think I can't share this one because the way I signed in. And I put my stick over here and it
Yeah.
doesn't like PowerPoint.
Well, because it wasn't a PDF, it was just a
It
link.
just says it's an actual PowerPoint file. So,
You have an account,
yeah, do you have my
Sign in.
account?
I have an account on this one.
well, you'll have an account on
Yeah.
either.
Huh?
You'll have an account on either.
Yeah, so you should be able to log in on it. Yep. So if you hit the sign in, if you
Yeah, I
go-
don't know what my login is.
the alternative you could do is on that computer,
It's
print it to a PDF and then do the transfer.
It's trying.
while you're doing that, I can update us on the status of the new MPIC members. There are none.
No updates?
No, nothing to
Yeah,
report.
You have a pin for the computer that you use.
I have a pen. Where a pen?
Yeah.
The best bet is to just do it from the other one and do a PDF, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I can't put this one up on the board.
No, but you can do is you could print a PDF, use PowerPoint to print a PDF. So that different file
Of
type
your
for
presentation.
your presentation. And then move it to this computer with your stick. You know what I mean?
He said he already has it on this one,
All right, if it's already there, yeah. So you should be able
but you can't. You think you can't share on this one?
Well, it's just that I printed my copies of the presentation this morning.
Yeah.
Changes came in this afternoon. So they're on some of them are on there.
Well, you can just read us the
close
updates.
enough. Yeah,
Yeah, just read us the updates.
Is this the next thing on our agenda?
Updated draft annual report, 12/8.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Some changes. I don't think I made any changes to page 2. Now, page 3, explains how we got from 136 to 140. Now, the police is adding 2.
Mhm.
I'm assuming we accept them.
Mhm.
We'll offer changes to make it 142. Okay. And chart number 4 was the 5 that we added. I'll have to add the 2 police ones also. Okay. This one will be done. This is chart page 5 now. The one we do that 142, and police will go up by 2. This page 6 is a new chart. How much of a burden is really being placed on individual organizations? There are 5 organizations that have only 1 action item. That's 21% of the 24 organizations. 8 organizations have only 2 or 3 action items. That's 33%. Or the cumulative between 1, 2, and 3 action items is now up to 54%. 5 organizations have 4 to 5 action items, another 21%. takes the cumulative percent to 75. 3 actually have 8 to 9, 12.5%. 3 have greater than 15 action items. It's interesting to note that of the 6 organizations with greater than 3 or greater, or greater than 8 or 9 or greater than 15, they are 2 of our most enthused organizations, the planning board with their 31 and,
PGC.
and economic development with 16. So what I'm trying to say is that the burden really isn't on that many organizations. And the ones that have it are not too alarmed at
Mhm.
doing the work. Number of revisions to the original lead action items. This will now be changed because we're going to add 2 new action items. Okay.
And one more grant.
And 1 more transfer. Okay. So the next chart where it says summary of plan and actual completions by fiscal year, 4 for year 1, 6 for year 2 is now up to 16 and 12. Okay. Page,
This is who submitted them. Then? Is that what that is?
yes, these are the individual organizations that build up to that.
Okay.
So the planning board has basically come in and said, we're going to do 4 years until we're done. Okay. Economic development is 2 and 2, Concom 1 and 1. And building and ground says they're going to do all 4 of them this year.
Oh, we also have a cancel. Basically, the CAO, her note on the bottom on the grant writer is that isn't going to be acted on.
Yeah.
So you need to account for that one.
Page 10, AgCom stays at 1. Yeah, the page doesn't change. Yeah, CAO, she's going to do 1 the first year and 1 the third year. Okay. And then on to page 10, the police is saying he's got 1 done already. He's going to do 2 in the second year and 1 in the third year. And Council of Agents says they're going to do 2 the first year. For the rest, I have nothing. But I am meeting with DPW, the tree warden, and possibly the water commission on Friday at 10 to go through there. So I expect we'll come out with a list of.
Did we indicate the not yet formed committees, or like an asterisk or something? Just so everybody knows, you know, maybe you want to read my mind. Say the beautification committee is, there isn't one yet.
Good.
Yeah.
The select board actions that have been submitted yet to create. You were meeting with DPW tree warden and possibly water again.
Yeah. Because I believe the only way the water commission is gonna accomplish the thing is through Rich and John. Okay, I'll add something about that. Okay, now We're on to page 12 now. I don't believe I've made any changes to this page. Here is a list, this is page 13. Here is the list of action items with a simplified description. I'll have to add quite a bit to this. Now we've got quite a few more than what I had, if you think it's necessary.
What is this page?
These are the ones that are currently signed up for completion by the
The first year,
end of
in the
the
first
first year.
year, okay. Okay, yeah, well, we've got them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't necessarily have to. It's a single, now we're up to what?
They can be,
16
yeah,
or
the
17 or whatever.
simplified description,
Right,
not the
yeah.
whole.
okay. And then the last page, the year two focus. I added third from the bottom, I added a phrase to this. Continue strong liaison approach with town departments, boards, committees, and commissions. But then I added begin joint meetings with less inspired committees.
What do you mean by that?
One-on-one meeting, go to their meeting, or like them to ours.
Okay.
Go ahead. Give them a kick in the butt. I think everything else remained the same on this one. So comments?
You want to say something other than less inspired?
I'm working on it, I'm working on it. Meeting, hand holding.
Struggling, needing support.
Less supportive?
Less supportive, you know.
Needing more guidance.
Yeah, I think yeah, 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 something like that. Something that won't read inspired.
Yeah, yeah.
So one of the things that will stand out as far as I'm concerned, now that we have multiple people inputting, the select board it's gonna be empty. They're not gonna have a commitment.
Correct, not by the time we do this, especially with EMA. Doug was supposed to be working on this over the weekend, and I went through it with them last night or
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah.
So he's got a better, fresher
Yeah.
idea of what he's supposed to be doing. So you may, I don't know.
Comment, other,
How much time do we have?
not,
How much time do we have on the agenda?
I haven't.
Has it even been allowed yet?
You know,
It's the only item on the agenda, right?
no, there's two. There's another planning board that will just follow. They're going to be there, so. They just have to refer, we just have to hear them so we can refer a public hearing.
Okay.
So
I don't need to host a meeting for us, right? For the 8th,
actually, you
Right.
should,
Be
it's a
there.
joint meeting of both. Yes, you should.
I'll have to do
Good
that
point.
tomorrow.
Good
Yeah.
point. Before we get into maybe hashing through this or other comments on this, maybe this is the time that I give you the update on what South Hadley did.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which I sent you some
Mhm.
information on that, and I also discussed that with the select board Monday. This is what South Hadley did,
Yeah.
is actively doing. They also looked at West Ham, I had an opportunity to look through West Hampton today. West Hampton has a committee of 16 members.
Okay. Even South Head was what, 9, was it, or?
It was a
It
big,
was a big, I
It
thought
was a
that was one
big
thing that struck me,
group.
both groups were rather large.
West Hampton was surprising.
Mhm.
They have 16 members and they have a bunch of subcommittees with those members who meet regularly with their liaison groups. West Hampton took a little bit different approach. Their master plan is called the Resilient West Hampton Plan. Same chapters, but every one of them, their real focus was on climate and resiliency. A politically driven thing, which was sponsored by whichever environmental board that was. We went through PVPC, they went through the Massachusetts Preparedness Agency, whatever. So it has that focus. That's how they got a master plan done, but had to force a lot of that into it. So much of theirs, they have an update from the solar committee. Interestingly, they have a solar committee, they have a traffic roadway infrastructure committee, so they kind of grouped common objectives. They have a funding committee. And their members seem to be very active, having meetings with all of these groups. Develop a lands map committee. And how they categorized ours, we have our list of chapter vision, strategy, and action. Theirs is vision, goals, strategies, and actions. So they group strategy and action interchangeably. So again, their format is the same as ours. Their lists look like ours. And this, you can just take a glance at that. We've got some of their minutes or and some of their reports. I sent you stuff on South Hadley, also very similar. Their measurement packages seem to be very similar to what we are employing. And I said, I did review this with the select board Monday, and they're like, down to the same level that we are taking our actions.
Okay.
So I've got two. I don't know if anybody else had any opportunity to look at any others. So we've got two others at least that are active that you might want to meld somehow into this, that we have compared ours to at least two others.
Okay.
As requested. And we seem to be following the same path without having cheated and looked at what they were doing first. We seem to be following the same paths that they are. So having said that, now is there anything else we want to add to this, or we haven't talked about subcommittees, but I think they were probably 2-3 years into it before, particularly in South Hadley, it seems, before they got to that point of really deep work projects. It seemed like their members were really spearheading some things.
Yeah, almost.
It's particularly in West Hampton.
Yeah, it almost seems like that committee is the one that's doing everything, as opposed to relying for the other committees and boards. They're basically all running with it, kind of.
In South Hadley, they were actually writing the draft bylaws. And they're in some of their notes, they were making comments about in their meeting notes about how they need support because none of them have ever written a bylaw before. And they're going to need legal counsel to take a look over their shoulders and things like that. So they were actually, and what we said in some of this is to do some of the research as available, but we're going to need more members.
Yeah, I said note on the back that it's even there, they think.
And maybe that's something we need to add to this, is we really need more members, and even if they're from the departments. I don't know. Because those departments are supports to a lot of the parties.
Right.
And maybe that's where they come from. Not just the community. You and I are here as board members, but I mean, I'd probably be here anyway. But they can't all come from the community who doesn't know the inner workings and the connections and things. So maybe they might have to cut some of these down the road, might be department assignments to the future years of MPIC. when they start working on common items, when road work starts interfacing with walkable community projects, things like that. So I think maybe down the road, we start looking at where are they going to intersect and kind of see where they have them scheduled, maybe. That's not for this report, but it might be a suggestion in here that we might need some staff department involvement on this subcommittee. We don't have to include that, and maybe that's just
Yeah.
food for thought for us
Mhm.
later. But it was interesting what those two are, how heavily involved they are.
Okay.
So I was going to talk about that under other business, but we just did it, so we incorporated into that.
Yep,
discussion.
that's good. That's good.
So I don't know, anybody have any other thoughts on that? On this report then?
Yeah.
That's fine. The only reason I was asking how much time we had is just how many slides we do want to make sure that the number of slides we have match the time we've got, but if we pretty much have it open-ended, that.
What time is the meeting set for? So,
I think you're 6:05.
6:05. We have to do a Zoom because you'll be doing it tomorrow.
Oh, correct.
Okay.
Um,
Because
what are you saying, Dave? That it might be a little bit too long for?
Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, depending on how much, how many slides, like,
I mean, you can give them this printout and just, we won't cover all the slides,
Yeah.
but maybe just talk about what's on this one real quick
Yeah.
and what's on
Yeah,
this one
yeah.
real quick. And then if there's any questions, they can dive into it, I guess.
think about which ones are the ones you really want to hit.
That's a good point. We don't want to lose them in the early pages.
Which slides? Mhm.
Yeah, 6:05. And then we have the tax classification hearing for 6:10. And then we'll probably move that. We'll probably move the planning board because they're right there. We'll put you guys right after that. But they don't need to run exactly. You have more than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
To,
that's
I hope so.
you have more than 5 minutes. And I assume you're going to be making this presentation.
Depend on it.
Okay.
Good to have both you, all three of you
Indeed.
Well, I'll be there.
Yeah, yeah.
sitting at the table. Okay. I think it matters if the handouts are colored or not colored.
No.
Save some rainbow colored tree.
I mean, they're quick to flip through if you just say like these two the next two
Yeah.
pages are like page 9, 10. These are just by organization in
Yeah.
case you're curious.
Yeah.
That's 3 pages.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't go into
Yeah.
reading each one. You can
You
just
probably
flip
wanna-
through them real
Yeah.
quick.
Yep.
and-
Yeah, you probably want to spend a little time right talking about the burden slide, right? There's
Yeah,
something to talk about there.
Yeah, it has a perception of being very onerous, but when you break it down, there's
Yep.
three parties that it's onerous
That's what
on.
a lot of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Um,
plan
on the
complete.
reactions one, what were you gonna say, David?
Well, I was gonna say, then you could, the plan completions, those are ones you could pretty summarize, pretty,
Yeah.
just say, hey, next three slides, here's just what planned.
Who's committed to
Who's
what in
committed
the
to what,
first two,
yep.
how many, yeah.
And then, yeah, I think you're getting into
Yeah.
spending some time on the reactions.
page you want now.
On 12. What's the point of this one? To update the two boards on our progress, or is this one just the
This is really focused at one person. You know who it is? We put a lot of time and energy into this project. And we ought to at least give it a fair and honest evaluation for all 142 items.
So I would make that the headline on this slide. That's the point you
Yeah.
want to make,
Well,
right?
that's what the text box is in the morning, in the bottom.
Yep, I think that's
The
the
takeaway.
important point you want to make.
Mhm.
And then that is the key. That is the whole reason that we're all sitting here. There was this huge investment.
Right.
That's the key point. That should be, to me, that should be the headline, and then just a quick, we've received a lower percentage of positive response.
Hmm.
The rest of it, I guess you can leave here, but just kind of encapsulate it. The response has been less than positive on average. And we would ask for your support.
Yeah.
This is what we want. We want these two boards to be supporting this. And some of the negativity is coming from one of these two you're in front of. So I think you agree that
Yeah,
that would
I
be
think
a
that's-
better reception, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And then you can, just talk about that really briefly, and they can read that,
Yeah.
but what we're, so the point is, this was a huge investment. We're investing a crap load of time. Response has not been fully supportive. We're asking you to continue to endorse it
Mhm.
and show that support. Something to that effect.
Okay.
I think that will be received a little bit
Mhm.
better. And it'll increase in pages once you have the rest of the ones that you've already.
Yeah.
So, and again, they're not going to be any priority. These are just
Right.
what we've got commitments on. Yeah. Yeah.
By committee.
The reminder that I feel like people are forgetting, and you might want to mention somewhere that all of the remaining items that are not committed are still subject to change, modification.
Yes.
I want to say cancellation or a determination of no action, but they have to be supported. So let's remind everybody who's listening to this, these are not mandates.
Hmm.
But we would like a justification why there will be no action or what portion of it they think needs to be changed. Of any particular
Yeah.
action. You know what I'm saying? I had to remind Russ Anderson, we can change those. If it
Yeah.
is if it's an action that is 15 disjointed things, all with a bunch of semicolons, we can separate those out
Mhm.
and choose to do or
Mhm.
schedule certain ones.
Right.
We can modify that, and they need to be reminded of that.
So on the last page, there wasn't a new bullet that I added.
Mhm.
And that's the third bullet. Encourage organizations to modify actions to
Yeah, yeah.
enhance
So
and
that's a
impact the
highlight.
action.
Yep, that's good.
So that's a highlight. Or maybe that's a separate one, and that's that's your ending page. Because there's still a lot of action items, a lot of recommended actions, and let's call them
Right.
recommended actions
Yeah.
in the plan. I'd pull that one out as your closing.
Okay.
Is this committee limited or capped off at 5 members?
It is at this point in time, but we've been asked in our charter to make recommendations on changes in the size.
Correct. Right.
But as you know, we're having trouble
Uh,
getting back to it.
I
Fine.
think we had a thing about we could have subcommittees and we could recommend additional members.
Yeah,
Why would you not?
Well, it just says grow the committee back to 5 members.
What's that?
It just says grow the
Yeah.
committee back to 5 members.
Get
So I thought
Oh,
a limit.
doing minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum of 5 members. In parentheses, really could use more. Yeah, good point. So on comparing the other two towns, I think I would work that in someplace up front. What are you?
well, yeah,
Even on your the end of the year review, as requested, also looked at,
Mhm. Thank you.
and then get into everything that we've been.
Okay.
Excellent. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I guess in closing, is there anything you'd like to see the next time? Anything different you'd like to see from us the next time? Please see your liaison.
Mhm.
Close the sale with that.
okay,
All right, good. Good job, Ron.
thank you. All right, next item, how to capture missing lead completion promises. We got
You mean the ones that are outstanding?
yeah,
Well, I guess that's our job, right?
Yeah, so Jeff,
okay,
Is we
Keep
just gotta
pacing.
keep on them. I have another list tomorrow. It's on my to-do list tomorrow to go back after my missings. So. Yeah, this was one of the complaints in South Hadley. Non-response.
yeah,
That was one of their repeated ones, and then I really looked through a lot of their minutes. In
Yeah.
a lot of them, that was their complaint all the time. So we're not unusual. We're not unusual there either. The things that we've run into, so had they. So they're ahead of us. So we just have to understand they have other jobs.
Yeah, that's kind of wondering is all these other committees, obviously they have day jobs, right? Just the work of their own committees. So we're second priority at best, right?
right,
I'm wondering if maybe these other towns have said, well, you know what, let's staff up event MPEC that's got 15 or 16 members so that they can do a lot more of the heavy lifting and take some of the burden off these other committees there.
Right, but where'd they
You know,
get that?
Oh, well, that's the thing. Obviously,
Where'd they get it?
free. I don't know what all these people get.
Yeah. I mean, in the 16 from West Hampton, I mean, I don't know if they're residents, I don't know if they're town staff. I think one was from the planning board and one was from town administrator's office or something. But I don't know where they got them. West Hampton's not that big.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking, how much,
Right.
what they have to carry about, probably maybe be less than.
Yeah, so. I mean, it's a struggle, it's a struggle getting them for other boards and committees we have to, so.
Okay.
Yep,
And maybe the thing is, in these other cities and towns, we have a lot of people who work outside of town. This is a veteran community. That could be one of the differences. Is people are traveling home when we're here doing this and they don't have time for it, whereas the other people live and work in that town.
yeah,
Could be the demographics.
yeah.
So.
Okay, discussion of a kickoff communication for 2026. We talked about doing something there. And I was gonna take our change presentation and remind them that what's available for them to change, to modify, with a heavy emphasis on modification
Mhm.
to make it
Mhm.
more impactful. Add a slide that says how to claim the completion, which is
Yes,
the
because I was
measurement.
gonna
That's
mention
important
that,
too,
because
yeah.
some people gave
check the
us
box,
their first years
Mhm.
and are completed, so we have to
Yeah.
remind them to
Right.
document that.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to see on that communication, other than if you haven't submitted your
Mhm.
plan completion, please do so.
Document completions,
Yeah.
I think it needs to be a very simplified reminder that they can modify. Or we don't want to say cancel, but, or document no action, let's say. I think because when there's too much instruction and then see your liaison for guidance.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
how to do that, rather than giving them all the forms again or an explanation in an email, which they get overwhelmed with. See us.
Okay. Give you something to work on over the holidays. Latest tracking log. This one got modified with all the changes that came in today.
Yay,
Mhm.
that's good looking complete then,
Okay.
completer.
Again, all of the items in red. I put a question mark on the historical commission because I'm not sure how to handle that one.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
What did you get? Did
We gotta,
they not really address the actions? They just said,
here's some stuff we're gonna do that's somewhat related to what you guys
yeah,
wanna do.
we basically said
Yeah.
our first year priority is going to be on the 250th anniversary of the
Yeah,
country.
that's the first thing, yeah.
They're going to work with the historical society for that,
Mhm.
which is fine. But they mentioned their number one goal,
Mhm.
which is to set short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals for the commission. Which is, but they didn't say when they're going to do that.
No, they didn't have any timeframes other than,
Yeah.
first year's it
Yeah.
kind of implied everything's gonna be the second year.
so are they a 0 and a 0? They'll be frozen for the first 2 years, right? Or who's the liaison? You?
Yeah. Definitely the first.
Yeah,
And they referenced some of the things they were doing is they kind of put in parentheses, this is kind of related to action number, whatever.
right.
But
So
they
they're
gotta go back and
partial.
see if it is partial, yeah.
So you might ask them to, or, so what you got from PD and council on it, and what you got from everybody today was basically, I did it for them. they were struggling on the form, they're struggling
Yeah.
on the instruction. I said, just tell me what you want to do. And some of them, the format was a little different. You said,
Yeah.
tell me what you want to do, when you think you're going to do it. And we'll break it apart and I'll put it together, have you guys review it.
Mhm.
Is that what you understood you were telling me? And they were all happy with it.
Alright.
So maybe you want to do that. So what part of the, so where I said sometimes some of that action is 3 or 4 semicolon
Mhm.
projects. Maybe you want to go back and ask them which one of these, and do you want to break those out into separate actions, which would then be added actions in number,
Mhm.
but you broke out what was there. And then they can decide we're not doing this
Mhm.
one, but we will do this and this.
Yeah, okay.
So that's how I did it with those guys,
Yep.
and that's how I got results.
That's good.
So,
Okay,
and I'm trying to get results with the software.
good luck. I have nothing to report on the Facebook page. I don't have any time to devote to that right now. You were gonna do some Instagram stuff.
They're all ready.
What do you got? Did you have something to show us
I
or?
mean, I have all my slides ready. I mean, there's nowhere to put them.
There's what?
There's nowhere to put them. Well, was it, you don't have the login or it's not? There was some issue with it, right?
I set up, I have an Instagram account. Done it. No,
So you guys need to get together for 5 minutes, so could you do that tonight before we leave? Get him set up? And then we wanted to review what you were putting together before we let anything go. So do you have them here on your thing?
Mhm. Cool.
Can he share?
Uh-huh.
Can he share?
You cannot.
If you
If you
log into if you log into the Zoom meeting, he can share your screen.
There a code.
Not on my page.
Yeah, top. Meeting the
What's the Wi-Fi? STH South, I guess.
Yes, 454 college. I shouldn't probably said that out loud. Well, he's getting there. What's our next expected meeting? We'll see you Monday, December 8th. By the way, I'll say that at the end.
first and fourth.
So it would be Christmas Eve. No, good day.
So it would be January 7th.
Okay, that work for everybody?
For me,
Should be fine.
And fourth will be 28th.
Yes.
Or you go to February 4th?
I would say that would be better for me if
Okay,
that's okay.
I am waiting.
February 4th look okay for
February
you?
4th will be fine.
Recording in progress.
you like that sound? Recording in progress.
I think that's just announcing for him that
He has to click
recording
on it.
is recording. Yeah.
Oh,
That's okay. You may have to sharing.
I did.
You did, okay. Uh,
We doing?
hmm. Wondering if we've got,
Making you sign in again?
huh? I think this is the live one and this is not the live one. Oh, it says we're recording.
Yeah.
I'm back in the waiting room to give it permission so that I can share.
Yeah, see, he wants,
That's not sharing.
It's under advanced sharing.
Maybe if you click on one participant,
Yeah.
because I think it's considering.
I have it on this computer,
Oh, we can see it there? Okay. But not on this one?
not on this one.
Um,
All right, or we can.
or we can, just,
Because you're sharing your own screen. I think.
Or
We minimize that tab. It's just this tab, I think. Right? Because. Isn't it?
No,
Or you.
all right,
anyway,
talk it through over there, and you can stand over his
Yeah.
shoulder, and I'll stand over his shoulder if you don't mind.
it's fine.
Okay, so obviously nothing's final. It was agreed that we were doing the where we are, where we plan to go instead of current issues.
yeah,
Not
I
a-
think,
Yeah, issues
That
was,
might be-
it was a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically I just went through and summarized each of the chapters and then did this for each of them. And then you can just tell me if there's any lines you want me to highlight for change.
I wouldn't want to start with this one. Number one,
That's what I thought.
this is one of the most ill-received
Yeah.
topics.
Oh, you're saying the housing issue.
Yes,
Okay, so
yes,
yeah, we won't start with that.
that would be alarming.
So is this on, what platform is this on?
Canva.
I mean, can you send that to us?
Yeah, I'm thinking I have to have this and the book and try to
And make sure that-
understand your
Draw the
point
lines. Yep.
Okay.
in order to say, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, it's not gonna.
Yeah. And we could split up the chapters.
Yeah.
Among us and
Sure.
we'll each take a stab at.
Yep.
However
Chapter
many there
three
are,
or
there's
whatever. Yeah, sure.
eight chapters, we can
Yep.
each take a stab at that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it that way?
Mhm.
You can share
Yep.
notes.
What'd you say the platform was? Canva?
Canva.
Canva?
That's what they all learn on now.
Uh,
My granddaughter told me.
That's the new kids are.
Well, our school gives us a premium account.
Right. That's what the schools do.
Fantastic.
So I think that will make more sense.
Okay,
And then of course our styles might be different, but we can merge
Yeah.
that after we
Yeah.
look at them.
Um,
right,
So you'll circulate drafts, we'll split them,
mhm.
compare to the books.
Yep.
For suggestions.
Yeah.
Edits.
We want to divide up the chapters here and now, or?
I think we should do it randomly. That will be the best objective look at it. I have my favorites. I
Yeah, okay.
have
that's
the
different.
ones
I
I
was thinking I
hate.
naturally
you know.
toward the land use, but then again,
Let's not
well,
do
not, maybe,
Let's
maybe
not
not
do the
do the
common.
ones that are
Yeah.
out. Okay,
So let's do them random.
okay.
We'll let Josh assign them.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, that'll be cool.
Send them all.
Yeah.
But
As far as which one.
why don't you assign them?
Yeah,
Cloth.
Do I have all of your emails? I know.
Yeah, if you get the agenda, we're all on it, right? Yes, you good? You think so?
I didn't get the agenda for this meeting. Or did I?
well. I sent two. But I forgot to put you on the first one. So I sent you the. So you'd have to go back to the prior agenda for all three emails.
Just let me know if you don't have them, Josh. Okay. And is that kind of what they would look like?
Everything, so nothing's set in stone, like I want.
So you can put color on them and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay,
okay.
all right,
I'm not. Sticking with anything.
Right. I mean, I'm looking at the content, but I would like to let you work on the prettiness of it.
Mhm.
And you can do it all the same or by chapter, pick
Mhm.
scenery, images, whatever. Why don't you do the creative part? And we'll work with your draft content.
Sounds good to me.
Mhm.
But you got anything else?
We just said, while Josh was trying to log in, next meeting dates, we just said we're gonna be January 7th
February 7th, followed by 2/4.
and February 4th.
Mhm.
So Josh, here's that too. And I just wanted to mention that Also. Next Monday at 5:30. There will be tree lighting in the lobby. I think it's next Monday.
Yeah.
In the lobby at
Yep.
5:30. There's a memorial tree for Ellen Miles, who was on the Cultural Council forever. So the Cultural Council is doing a memorial tree for her. We're also going to have a town hall tree that is going to be decorated in patriotic holiday spirit.
Mhm.
And that tree is actually going to stay up for the year as the 250th
Yeah, cool.
anniversary tree. So if you would like to have your board put a tree up, you're also
Yeah,
welcome to
okay,
do it
thank
for
you.
yourself.
CPC is-
See, I know
Think
CPC
about it,
was
yeah.
interested in it as well.
Yep.
So conservation too, I think, was
We were going
Kevin
to,
and Han on it, right?
right,
You have a place. We'll put them in the lobby. If you can pull that together
well,
with some volunteers.
Soccer park.
Yeah, I know. So I just wanted to mention that. And that's all I had.
okay,
Anything else for the minutes?
nothing else, I'll take a motion,
Dave Spina will make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second,
we'll call vote,
Dave Spina, aye.
Van Gale, aye.
Peter, I. Unanimous vote, and we're gonna close the MTIC meeting at 8:15. Good night all.